Welcome to my apiary. Today is Wednesday, July 27th, 2022. But I need to start preparing for winter. You think the 27th of July, I need to prepare for winter. I've been preparing for winter for a month or more now, in certain respects. And one of those things is getting my colonies built up and strong enough so that they're going to winter successfully. Winter is the great equalizer. That's your test. You know, everything else you do in beekeeping, your final exam is winter, and you get your report card about the 1st of May. I got to get out here. I have some problems to fix still, some projects in process, and that is concerning queens. I haven't put queens in those queenless nukes I made last week, so I need to go over to my mated queens over here in the corner and find a queen, you know, make sure she's marked nicely, cage her up in a JZBZ cage, take her over to the nuke, and I'll put the nuke that she's in its entirety into the queenless nuke, and then put her in there with the cage, and she should be accepted okay, hopefully. I mean, nothing's ever 100%, right? So I'm hoping that's what I can do. The sky does not look good right now. It looks like I'll be waiting a little while till the rain subsides, and it might be a while by the look of this. Got my smoker going and everything, ready to roll, and then it starts raining. I imagine the bees are going to pound me today too, because they don't like being messed with in inclement weather. I'll try to take you along to cage up these queens, and I'm going to get inside. What did I tell you? I can start up pretty fast. Now I'm stuck in the apiary camper without a snack. I haven't had breakfast. That's kind of the worst part. I've got coffee though. I can maybe kill two birds with one stone here. This says check eggs July 30th. It's July 27th. So I'll look and see what we have. I'm very nervous going into hives in this weather. It's not warm. It's not cold, but it's certainly not a warm day. And rain is coming and going. There might be another shower come over here in a minute. So all I need to see is something that's laying queen of some kind. These fours are nice. They're nice and roomy. That becomes a problem in honey flow, though. They'll start to get creative with the comb building. I don't think there's anything in here. I might leave them a little longer. They do have a little patch of brood left there. A flashlight. See nothing there. Nope. And I haven't seen a queen. Doesn't mean they don't have one. But I can't even guarantee that they do. comb is getting very firm. It's not soft like it would be on a warm day. Nope, there's just a bunch of buzzing bees that sound like they have no mama. Maybe they don't have brood here. I should get, once I cage a mated queen, I could come over here and see how they react. Give them the old mated queen in a cage test. Okay, so I'll move on. I kind of wanted a queen with a bit of a nuke going, but I see I have the mark on the lid that there's a mated queen in here, so we'll just see. There she is, and she's laying up a storm. I don't know. What I wanted was a nuke that was kind of established, got a frame or two of brood. Just to, because those queenless nukes over there are pretty strong. I don't want them to overwhelm this queen. Here's one. What's this one look like? Okay, this actually looks pretty nice. I had Ian over here a couple evenings ago for a quick little visit. That was really nice. Always a treat to have Ian in my apiary. It's always good to have my mentor come by and see what I'm doing, because he doesn't actually get to come and see it very often. Okay, I'm only seeing bees so far. The lid marking says there's a laying queen. There's the queen. There's the queen right there. The bees are a little jumpy. My flashlight to see how she's doing. Oh yeah, she's got milk brood through this whole thing. So I think this would actually be a good candidate. I'm going to try and catch her. Of course, my catcher's in the wrong pocket. I don't like to take my eyes off her because they disappear. Oh, I don't do that very often, but okay, get up in there, Queenie. There you go. That's a good girl. Okay, so this is a little 4-framer. I'm going to take this over the other side, and yeah, I'm going to lose some bees perhaps here for relocating so close by. I'm okay with that because there's other nukes in the immediate vicinity here, and those bees will find a new place to live nearby. I know I did this the other day on a video, and they didn't do a very good job because I keep thinking that the camera is here, and the camera is not here. The camera is there. So I'll try to do it again. Tip it down. She's not too happy about being in there. So we'll just open that door and let her out then. She's gonna walk up in there. So watching me, not the camera. Sorry. Watching that queen. Come on, go on up in there. She's kind of sitting right halfway. There she goes. Okay. Oh, she even got an attendant in there with her. So we'll just snap that closed. And then we'll snap that little door closed. There you go. So she's got an attendant with her, which will do her nothing but good things. And then we'll just put this nuke in the other Queenless box. And set them right in there. Okay, I need to do a quick queen check on this one. Because you know what they say about too many cooks in the kitchen. Because my wife was transferring these and she was queen checking them at the same time. And it's not that I don't trust my wife. She can find queens, etc. better than I can. But it's the same old, the old adage, too many cooks in the kitchen. I noticed there's condensation under this feed plug here. I know that brand new waxed equipment does sweat more. It doesn't sweat, but I mean the moisture, the moisture that the colony produces doesn't soak in like it does when the equipment gets older. So this is a very small cluster. I'm pretty sure this was a mated Carpathian queen that I bought. Definitely going to need my flashlight. I need much bigger pockets. So there's some larvae here, but it's a little more mature. And so I'm going to see if I can find something a little bit younger. Younger larva just puts your queen laying date a little closer to today. You know, this larva may have been 5 or 6 days ago, which was before Sunday. It was before my wife checked it. So here's some capped brood. I don't see any eggs around the outside. There's a nice pattern there. Same thing. I don't see any backfilling with eggs. Anything like that. Just gonna get rid of some of this. I should see her. I think, well, you know what? The first Carpathians I got were marked, but the last ones that my wife was finding here, they weren't marked, so I marked them as she found them. But I'm seeing no laying past about, I'm going to say 5 days ago. Oh, see, that's why I don't like that comb on the edge. So she may have expired. And out of about 25, I think, Carpathians that I bought, she'll be the first one who didn't. It wasn't successful. I think that's a pretty good take. %. Come on, bee. Squashed a bee. Okay, have another. Yeah, they're starting to get A little jumpy on me. So if they are queenless, we have the solution in our pocket. There's nothing in that cup, and there's nothing in this frame but some honey and nectar. So I'll take some frames out, some non-brood frames. So I've got 4 in there. Can't remember how many brood frames I have. What I was going to do before I did that is give them the cage-mated queen test. If I can find her. She's somewhere. There she is. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. Nothing so far. Well, that one little bee is not showing aggression. The rest of them seem to be showing ambivalence, though. See how they'll climb up and they'll touch the queen, and then they'll find a friend and they share that, and then they communicate. See, she's got some now and she's going to go down and find a friend, and they just spread that, communicate that through the hive. Look, like there's a queen here, there's a queen here. It looks like they haven't had a queen in a little while. Okay, they seem pretty excited, pretty excited in a positive way. I'll pull that nuke over here and just slot that right in. It looks like the this nuke is probably even stronger than this one, so that should work out quite well. These bees are already accustomed to that queen. Can't put all the frames in. I'll just turn these around. Okay, we got 3 frames on one nuke and 3 frames from the other nuke. And so they're a real blended family is what they are. and they seem to be very happy with her. And so I'm just going to take her, try and get a few of those off. I'll just push that cage right down in here. No, I'm not squashing the bees. They come up out of there. Okay, so we've got candy, and it'll take a little while for them to eat through the candy, and then they should be just fine. A little while. There's not that much candy in there. It might be 2 days, maybe not even that long. Okay, I've got my crayon here. Next, somewhere. I had, oh yeah, that pocket. I need better pockets. So then I can mark this. This is my own queen. Bee. Oh, FA22. So it sure feels nice to be writing 22 now, because that's increase. That's new queens this year. I made these new lids kind of tight. They really grip the box. Hopefully they'll stretch out or something. I got bees here yet. I gotta put some more bees in here. There's bees here. That's good. More bees. Okay. That's all the bees. Okay, stay off the edges. That's danger zone. Okay. First problem solved. Okay, so I think these are the nukes that I split off from that queenless colony over there. And yeah, I think that's what they are. I don't keep very good records. It's usually not a problem. I usually have enough clues to figure out what's going on. But sometimes I get in a jackpot and I don't know what's going on. It's hard to keep, you keep notes and you keep records and you can keep way too much data. Okay, so there's mature brood here. Flashlight time again. When it's not cloudy, the sun is actually pretty bright today. Very warm, I can feel it. It's with the rain, it's pretty humid, and the sun is very warm. So I don't see any backfilling of the cells with brood. I see a little bit of open brood that's, again, probably 4 to 5 days old. 4 to 5 days old. What day did I make those splits over there? More than 4 or 5 days ago. Because she transferred them into these 3 days ago. So maybe this isn't one of those. I know it can't be because look what we have. We have all kinds of emergency cells here. So they quite likely do not have a queen. And I'm going to have to take care of those cells. But The reason they don't have a queen is probably not that one that I busted up the other day or last week. And that's the problem I really wanted to solve, because they've been queenless for quite a while. I don't want them getting any ideas that some of them should start laying eggs. Okay, so this is the same thing. There's nectar throughout. All right. So now I need to hunt rogue cells. Get rid of those. And the best way to do that is to shake the bees off. So there's one there. A whole bunch of them here. Look at that. And so this kind of is... It almost looks like a... Oh no, that one was just torn open. Okay, let's see what we can find here. You know, this nuke, I don't know. We should just move it as is. It's this one. This one's not quite as strong, so maybe I'll use that one. Yeah, this one really should be just relocated, transferred, you know, into something bigger, which will be a poly 6, because I'm out of wooden 6s now. Okay, let's find the queen. These were marked as virgins. We'll see if there's a mark remaining. Barely. She's right there, but not a very good mark. Some of my queens aren't very big. Need to get better at that. Okay. Just looking at that brood. I always mess it up when I try and do it too close, so I can't even see the screen, so maybe it's not going to work either. This competitive advantage pen definitely is a lot nicer than the Posca pen. I don't know yet how long it lasts. I hope it lasts longer than Posca pen. Can't last less. Those are not very good at all. I'll have to see in the spring if my queens are still marked. Do you think she's doing okay? I think she's alright. These were this is R2, so it's my second round of queens, so they go back a ways. So they've had some time. And she's got that laid up. Just the brood, I don't know. Some of the caps look a little bit puffy. I'm not entirely convinced. That one frame looked really good. Just hard to know. The fact that she's not super big. Did she not mate very well, you know? That's the idea. Okay, Queenie, there's a way out. Not really a way out, it's a way into a different cage. There she goes, right up in there. And I have cage queen in my pocket. I'll take this whole thing over there. A little bit heavy. This is my queen. Let's see what they think of her. For the new people, the caged mated queen test on a suspected queenless colony. If there's a queen in this colony already, they will show aggression toward this queen in the cage. They will try to sting and bite the cage and whatnot. If they're queenless, usually they'll, try to reach the queen through the cage, touch her, and get very excited about the fact that there's a queen here. I should take that to my queen right colony and demonstrate that. Just trying to get a lot of work done here before rain. Okay. So they look like they appreciate her. I haven't put any bees in here from the other nuke yet. It's a pretty decent looking little nuke. It's got some population and some brood. Okay, this one has no brood or anything. This one has a bit of brood and some honey. So does this. It's a nice patch of brood. They're going to get a population increase here over the next few days. If you're starting beekeeping, even if you've been beekeeping for a while and you don't know, you need to know your honeybee life cycle by the back of your hand, or like the back of your hand. You need to know when the egg hatches, when the larvae are capped. You need to know all of that, and you need to know for a worker, you need to know for a queen, you need to know for a drone, because there are differences in that, the timing of that cycle. If you know that, like the back of your hand, you will be miles ahead in diagnosing and solving problems that you see in your apiary. And any beekeeper soon learns that keeping bees is largely an exercise in problem solving. So this is also an FA22. There's nothing there, I just scrape it to make it kind of smooth for the pen. I got a few bees on this yet. Okay, now what do we got here? And again, this is Wednesday. My wife transferred these on Sunday, so there's a lot of frames that are just drawn. So they've been in here for 3 days. This frame isn't hardly drawn at all. Draw on that side. It's a wax frame. It's a frame I waxed last fall. So they've gotten a head start on that. But I don't think they have a queen. I think this is the ones I broke up. It's not either, because I didn't take any brood out of those. Nothing in that cup. Stuff in your pockets is always in the wrong side. My flashlight again. There's nothing there. Sometimes I over wax the frame and then they don't take all the wax out of the bottom. And so it looks like milk brood or something down there, but it's not, it's just wax. This is a re-waxed frame too. Okay, so there's really nothing here. Okay, so we need to get another. I'll shake that one off too. So we'll get another mated queen. Okay, I'm just working down the line here. I've got to the poly mating nukes. And it looks like they've filled that out nicely. That's around 4 queen. It has a check mark, so I have identified that as a laying queen. We'll just see what we've got. So this is a 6. I'm not saying that it'll be full. They're making honey though. I love it that even just the little nukes are going to make you some honey. Flashlight. There's nothing in those. Oh, look at that. I think that's a laying queen. Been a laying queen for a little while. Oh, that's beautiful. It's just so beautiful. Okay. This is a full-fledged standalone nuke though. This is not a donor. I do have a couple of empty wooden 6-framers over there. I think this is going to go in one of those. I'm going to use one of my, there's my queen. She's marked still. I'm going to use one of my problem solvers for that. My Pro Nukes. I'll take 5 of these frames out, put it in a Pro Nuke and stick it in my building for a couple of nights. Bring it back and then transfer them into one of the wooden 6s. Okay, so I'm going to put that brick up, meaning mated queen, and sideways. Well, maybe not meaning mated queen, that just means there's a queen. Virgin or otherwise. But the check mark means she's mated. Check this one. This one too looks pretty nice. And there is a check mark indicating that I did identify a mated laying queen. This is a rickety box, oh my goodness. Okay, I see a nice pattern right here. Beautiful. Again, this is a standalone nuke to go into a wooden box. So we'll do that too. Same thing. think maybe I will clean out this mini. Use this mated queen for that nuke, and then this mini is done. I've decided to abandon the minis. I'm just not getting along with them. This is year 3 and I still have not been able to use them to their potential. So she's laying. I definitely see eggs and larvae. I just need to find her and cage her. Sometimes I just can't find them in the minis even. Nice bit of laying going on. Very nice. I don't imagine you can see that, but a nice little bit of brood happening. Maybe it's laying worker, who knows? No, the cappings look nice, see? The cappings look nice and flat. It's definitely not laying worker capping. I'd have to find the queen. Where is she? I looked for her before and I couldn't find her. Makes me think that my mark rubbed off. There's brood and eggs on this one. They're cute little frames to handle, you know, but they're a huge pain in my backside otherwise. This was, you know, in a forum this morning of people talking about universal equipment. Well, the question was about different size equipment, and it always comes up, especially among new beekeepers. They're trying to find out what they want to do, which is great. It's great to think about it. And they're asking about, you know, do I use mediums or deeps for honey? And of course they didn't ask the question that way because they didn't know the correct terminology for stuff. But there's always a big fight over that. I don't get it. I don't know why, you know, when a discussion like that comes out, you have to definitively prove someone else wrong to validate your perspective, you know. It's sickening, really. It's sickening. I don't care for the minis. A lot of people use them. A lot of people love them. I actually have a friend who's been buying my minis that I don't want. And she gets along with them. She likes them. And I'm glad because I can unload them because I don't like them. And it comes down to standardized equipment. I don't like them because I can't manage them like standard equipment. Those 4-framers, the 5-frame Pro Nukes and whatnot, they're standard size. They're standard deep size. Everything in my operation is a standard deep frame. I have a few mediums for special purpose, and they do take a little extra effort, and they do constrain me sometimes when I'm trying to do this or that. Yeah, I see eggs in here, so there's got to be a queen, but I cannot see her. It's probably one of those camouflage queens that you can't identify. It's just crazy. I feel so inadequate. Little tiny hive, and I can't even find a queen. Yeah, 1 egg per cell. You know, it's not a laying worker. It's not anything like that. But where's the queen? She's laying nicely. Lots of cells laid up here. So what I'll do is, it's what I did with this one that's in the Pro Nuke next to me, is I'll get my little white, oh there she is, she's even marked, look at that. I'll get my little metal frame holder things. Get over there and then everybody starts to panic. There you go, Queenie. All right, worker. There we go. Okay, now we're on the way. And I'm just going to set these. There's 4 frames with brood. I think there was brood on that one. Not really, but I need an even number of frames, because I'll just set those in the nuke with the little white metal spacer in the middle, the metal support, and then that brood can mature and emerge. I don't need to mark her, she's already marked. I just have to convince her that my JZBZ cage is a better place to be than my Man Lake one-handed queen catcher. A little bit of a trick sometimes, but okay, she's just not doing anything. Let's get on with the program. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, yeah, you get all cranked up and head off up into that cage, and there she is. Mated queen in my pocket. Here's my bees and brood from the mini. And so what I'll do, since this is a cluster, I'm going to put this brood in the middle of this cluster. Okay, ladies, shove aside. There we go. There's not going to be a really good defined order to things. Oh, that's too far away. Okay, so that one's in there. A little tight, but that'll work. The minis, standard frame generally 1 3/8, the end bar, and the minis I cut down to 1 1/4, mainly to give me a little more management space in that quad box. Quad boxes are notoriously tight. And so this will be in here until spring, in which time I'll open this up and go, oh crap, those are mini frames. It just causes me a little extra work. Non-standard equipment. That's what you get. Okay, so I left my hive tool over there. Oh no, I didn't. Hive tool's right there. So there we go. That's our nuke. A queen in my pocket. Yep, queen in my pocket. Right here. Let's just do the little litmus test. Where are our bees? Here they are. Not sure how I want to even put that in there. Don't want her to fall to the bottom. She might get cold down there. The biggest, kind of one of the biggest flaws in this idea is there's no end bar here to mate up with this end bar, so these kind of float in there. I'm going to assume they're not going to kill her, and I'm going to button this up. Okay, see you in the spring. I might not see some of these until spring. Let's finish off this pallet. What's going on here? There's nobody home. It's just a really small cluster. Okay, there is emergency cells. My little queen cage slash royal jelly container. You know, even if I was confident that that would produce a quality queen, which I'm not, I probably wouldn't leave it because it's too late. It's getting too late in season for that. That didn't come up with much. It's the cells that aren't capped is where you get the jelly. Yeah, I didn't get anything out of those. So this is a little colony. They've got a nice bit of brood to go on. And I will just augment them with a laying queen. Got a couple more here that were identified as laying. I didn't bring a hive tool. Oh well, we'll see how this goes. Do it the old-fashioned way, I guess, eh? It's breezy out here. Really good way to get stung. Okay, well, something laying in here. Pretty good pattern. It's looking really good. It's good because this nuke that I'm putting these in is not as strong. I probably don't even have to. Oh, but my queen is somewhere. There's my queen right there. Hopefully she's still laying. She definitely get remarked. You just have to identify the queen before you push that thing up. You don't want to hurt her. Okay. I'm going to let her dry. I'm just going to carry these frames over there. 2 at a time. That's about the only other frame I need. just gonna do this. I always have to have a brick on because they blow away. Polystyrene don't weigh much. Okay, let's do this again. Okay, Mama, up you go. Oh, not that way. Go around the other way. Up you go. Go in there? You did. Come on, worker. You let go. This cage is so dirty you can hardly see her. She's covered in wax. It's been done an introduction already, so I think you can see this. See, her bees are not that excited because they're not a queenless colony yet. So we'll let her release. Let them release her. If I can find my crayon, there we go. I'll mark that as well. Beautiful. So I got an entire skid here now of nukes. So the one on the other side here has got something going on. I think when my wife checked it, I don't remember what she said, but I wrote check eggs August 7th, which I think that was, what, 2 weeks or something from that day. So there's something going on in there that doesn't necessarily need a queen, but it's also not queen right, so we need to check that out later on. Must be, I don't know, must be waiting for mating or something for some reason. Wow, there's nothing in this one. I don't know what she transferred, but this is empty. That's kind of crazy. She didn't say anything like that. What's here? You drift too when you do stuff like that, so maybe that's something. I can take one of those stronger ones from over there, move them over, but I'll relocate them in my building first. I don't know what to call that. What do you call that when you take the colony, put it somewhere so it forgets where it lives, and then you can bring it back to your original apiary? Okay, this is just a good old-fashioned queenless colony, I believe. I believe it's one of the ones that I took from that queenless hive, that queenless colony that I broke up a little while ago. Because there's just bees, so there's really nothing going on in here. So alright, we'll do the same thing. I'll just transfer something in here. Hey, remember, I took a lot of honey out of there. They were very, very full. Okay, I'll find another queen. So this one here is supposed to be a round 2 laying queen, so maybe she's got a little more going on. But that's what that one's going to need, because there's really not that much going on. don't know if she's much good. Round 2, she should have a nice patch of brood by now. She's laying eggs. That's as good as it gets right there. You can see her right there. Of course, queen catcher's in the left pocket. I know I should learn how to catch them with my fingers, but sausage fingers. Maybe someday I'll learn that. Just gotta freshen up her mark. It seems like it's rubbing off. There's a worker in there, but the queen didn't go in. There you go. Get on up in there, you go. Yeah, she's in there. And the worker that went in there came out. Didn't like it in there. Alright. Queen in my pocket. And I'll just carry these frames over the same way. I'm not too impressed with this one. Maybe she was just late getting started. I'll just leave these frames for now. I'll come and collect all the equipment soon. That kind of a brick is my note for there is not a laying queen, and I suspect that there will never be, or that there's not a viable nuke. That's right. If there's a queen virgin or not, then I set the brick up on edge, and if there's a queen laying, the brick is on edge plus there's a check mark. While I'm here, I want to remind myself what's in here. Check eggs, July 21st. I've got to, check eggs. Yeah, that's just a check. Okay. Well, it's pretty packed out, so... Oh, son of a gun. Nailed me right in the leg. It just surprised me. Yeah, they're jumpy. Holy smokes. Stinging me. Don't sting the beekeeper. He's your friend. He makes life possible for many of you. They're sure packing it out with honey. Whatever else is going on in here. This was I think it says this was a swarm cell.
right throughout this. So now, because it's a swarm cell, there's a queen in here that's not marked. And I would like to change that. So it's swarm cell queens. Okay, so as far as how they're raised, they're probably the most high quality queen of the different ways you can get a queen. They're probably the highest quality, like as a rule. Boy, she just started laying. There's eggs all over that one frame, and that's it. There's nothing else. So I guess I'll leave her. I don't like disturbing colonies that are, have gone through a change, gone from queenless to queen right, and I just want them to settle into life. But I can mark this as laying. I will just give it a check mark, just like that. Yeah, so swarm cells. And then people are always saying, they say to me, oh, don't use swarm cells because you're selecting for swarminess. Maybe I am. But I'm just talking through my thought process on that. Swarming is reproduction. So if you want to buy a puppy, and you want to select traits of that puppy, and you say, well, I want a puppy that was born. I want a puppy that was, two dogs did the thing and made a puppy, right? Now, I have never heard anybody warn people about, oh, don't do it that way, because if you do, you're going to select for that dog having puppies every year or whatever, right? Oh no, you select a puppy that was made the natural way, you're selecting for making puppies the natural way. I hate these strings. I don't get the strings. I just don't get the strings. Why? This is a 2021 queen. For some reason she got in here, and I don't understand. She's marked white here. I don't get it. This is where my note taking kind of breaks down. I don't remember why she's here. I don't remember why it's marked as a 21 queen and she's white. Well, 21 is white. I'm thinking it was blue. So that makes sense, I suppose. I'm going to remark her though. Her mark is rubbing off. So on the swarm queen thing, and Bob Binney talks about this, and I completely agree with Bob. His take on it is, he says, if you have a colony that is swarming at a very unusual time, during a dearth or very early in the season, before they have much strength, all of those things, then you don't want to breed from that queen. You don't want that queen. You don't want that to be your, the queen that you take. He said, but if the colony is swarming in the season when everything is swarming, it's completely natural. And I tend to agree with that. Okay. So I've remarked the queen. And thankfully she was a remarkable queen. And I'll just dump her right back in there. They'll be completely fine with her because that's where she came from. It's going to rain again. I brought myself a couple of my problem solvers. problem solvers, aka Pro Nukes. And I'm going to take this out and put it in a Pro Nuke. The door is closed. The door will be closed. It's closed now. And I'm going to take that to my building. That's a nice little colony going on there. And I'll relocate that in my apiary. Just have to make sure I gotta leave one frame behind. Yeah, they're a bit pissy with me. It's cool, there's nobody out. There's hardly any flight here today. So all of the old grumpy bees are at home. And they don't like the beekeeper at all. I should have waited to put my queen in here until I transferred them. That wasn't very smart. It's always nice to keep the queen safe when you can. Come on, get out of there. Nice patterns. And they'll go into a wooden 6-frame. I have 3 available now. Okay, problem's over. Put this on the vented side. And that's it. That one has been taken care of. Oh, it's raining. So that was a little job that was weighing on my mind. Getting some of those queens moved over into the Queenless nukes. It went fairly well. I transferred some of those strong nukes into the Pro nukes. Closed them up so now I can take them with my tractor over into my building for the reset process and then bring them back here. I've got 3 more wooden 6-framers I can put them in, and then I'll just put them back in some of the polys likely, because that's all I've got. I wish I had more wooden 6-framers, but the polys will work. So it's almost 1 o'clock and I'm going to go in and have some breakfast, and I'll maybe come out later on too. I've got a bunch of my OTS stuff that's starting to come due to be checked, so that's going to be a bit of a process. There's going to be a bit of work there because I have to lift honey boxes off and to get down into the bottom, see if they're laying. If they're not laying, I don't have a lot of laying queens left over there. So if they're not laying, I'm not sure what I'll do. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. And if they are laying, then I need to make sure the queen's in the bottom box, get that queen excluder on, put all the honey boxes back on. So that sometimes if you can't find the queen, that's a shakedown. And these are OTS queens, so they're not marked yet. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and take care and have fun. I didn't bring my veil.